hello. Happy New Year. Thanks for joining us for our very first newscast of 2016. We wish you a bright and prosperous one, and we say thanks for all of your support, not only in 2015, but along the years. Well, topping our newscast, St. Croix started off the new year with a lot of celebration. On St. Croix, the first 2 days of 2016 were met with two of the biggest events in this year's Crucian Christmas Carnival, the Children's Parade and the Adults Parade. In case you missed our live coverage on TV2, NEWS2's April Knight has the highlights.
St. Croix opened 2016 with a bang on New Year's Day. And although they got a late start, the young ones owned the streets, showing off their talent and flair during the Children's Parade. Newly crowned royalty led the way, including new Miss St. Croix Khalifa Antoine. Various elementary schools also sent their princes and princesses. Pearl B. Larson Elementary sent the largest contingent, their boys and girls bedecked in feathers and bright colors.
This is cute. This is very cute. I like seeing the little people and their colors.
And no children's parade would be complete without marching bands, mokajumbis, and majorettes. The next day, grown-ups came out in full force for the Adults Parade. Senator Kurt Vialet led the way as Parade Grand Marshal.
So I'm glad to be here as a representative of St. Croix, the most beautiful island in the Caribbean, and to have this honor today bestowed upon me.
Behind him and other dignitaries, meticulously costumed troops and floops put on a colorful display. Gentlemen of Jones and Simply Sophisticated were among the winners in their categories. They and hundreds of other revelers danced to lively Carnival originals, including fusion band's Get On, which nabbed the crown for Best Road March. In spite of a late start and long gaps in the parade route, shining smiles, vigorous dances, and energetic beats wrapped up a successful Crucian Christmas Carnival. For NEWS2, I'm April Knight.
And the winners have been announced, and here they are. For the Children's Parade Troop Under 50, second runner-up went to the Arthur A. Richards Junior High. First runner-up was Solid Elements. Pearl B. Larson Elementary School, as we mentioned, was the winner. Aliyah Watley won the individual category. Second runner-up for majorettes was UMB Twirlers. First runner-up was Sparkle Light Twirlers, and the top spot went to St. Croix Majorettes. Mokajumbis from Ricardo Richards won the prize in that category. In the marching bands category, first runner-up went to Central and Complex. They nabbed first place. Second runner-up for Steel Pan went to UVI. First runner-up to Lou Muckle Steel Orchestra, and Rising Stars emerged as the champion. For the Adults Parade, Gentlemen of Jones won big in the flute category. The best troop for 200 and up was the Simply Sophisticated Fun Troop. For the 100 to 200 category, first runner-up went to Solid Elements, with first place going to Regal Dynasty. Troop under 100, second runner-up was Metallic Muscle M2 Fitness. First runner-up was Pure Mass Fun Troop, and the winner was Fantasy Fete. Guardians of Culture emerged as the best mokajumbis. First runner-up for Steel Pan was UVI Steel Orchestra, while Rising Stars again was the champion. And Fusion Band's Get On won for the best Road March. Festival season has come to an end, but the culture of Crucian activities are still alive on the Big Island. The Crucia Rican and the Alawi organization presents Time to Tramp with Stanley and the 10 Sleepless Nights. Three Kings Day, January 6th, 6 a.m. from Basin Triangle, down King Street, up Company, and ending at the Christian Shan Vegetable Market for the annual breakfast and music. Hundreds will pour out to enjoy local music and food. The Three Kings Day is often viewed as the last day of the Christmas season. The day is celebrated January 6th of every year. The public holiday observes the commemoration of the arrival of the Magi bearing gifts to the baby Jesus. It is commonly known as Epiphany. It was also a national holiday in Puerto Rico and many others. It celebrates three wise men's visit to baby Jesus and also his baptism. Many celebrated it by giving gifts and will be celebrated by giving gifts since it is viewed as an extension of the Christmas holiday. All government agencies and many businesses will be closed. Well, the Governor Juan F. Louis Hospital and Medical Center welcomed the first baby of 2016 for the territory on St. Croix early Friday morning. Athena Lee Royer was born at 6:24 a.m. on January 1st, 2016 to proud parents Harrison Royer and Andrea Claus Royer. Athena weighed in at 7 pounds, 3.1 ounces, and was 51 centimeters long at birth. It's the first baby for the pair. Juan F. Louis Chief Nursing Officer Justa Encarnacion, along with several staff nurses, they made a presentation to the new parents Friday, providing dozens of presents from Juan F. Louis' administration and the neonatal intensive care unit, including an infant travel system. There were also presents from the Love Kids organization and Valentine Connections, Inc. No word yet on the first baby born on St. Thomas's Royal Leicester Schneider Hospital, and we will have pictures as soon as they become available. Well, after the historic vote taken by members of the 31st legislature last week on the operating agreement between ArcLight and the Virgin Islands government, Governor Kenneth Mapp lost no time taking action. In spite of strong opposition from 5 senators, the governor signed the agreement into law last week. NEWS2's April Knight has details.
Governor Kenneth Mapp did not let 2015 go out without signing the Lime Tree Bay Agreement into law, a landmark act that many hope would eventually turn around the struggling St. Croix economy. The governor made a statement 2 days before in response to the Senate's Tuesday approval of the agreement.
We can demonstrate to the business community outside of the Virgin Islands the territory is open for business, and we have an ability to sit at a table and to negotiate terms and conditions.
The Lime Tree Bay Agreement, through which Hess finally sells the shuttered Avenza refinery, is expected to be worth $800 million in total monetary value to the territory, with $220 million of that in cash up front. But it was definitely not a unanimous decision. 5 senators withheld support or vehemently stood opposed, citing reasons from environmental concerns to the lack of time to review the agreement that could last for up to 40 years.
This deal does not help our government meet the serious and persistent cash flow issues.
I wish that the sentiments of my colleagues who spoke before, I wish that it could return St. Croix to the economic life that some of us wish had never left it. But I'm not certain that this is the agreement that's going to do it.
But according to Senate President Neville James, who voted yes, even though the deal might only be mediocre, the situation on St. Croix is worse and requires urgent action.
I live in Little Babylon, and we hot 10. I could walk down the middle of King Street on a Monday morning for a block and a car won't pass me or knock me down. That's how badly off we are.
Reporting for NEWS2, I'm April Knight.
Now, the 5 senators who opposed the agreement were Senators Justin Harrigan Sr., Myron Jackson, Terrence Nelson, Tregenza Roach, and Jeanette Millen-Young. Count on 2 to keep you updated. Looking overseas, President Barack Obama used his weekly address to announce a major new initiative. He says it's time to get serious about gun control. Here's more.
Deadly mass shootings seem to be a regular occurrence in America, and President Obama has regularly called for tougher restrictions on guns.
Once again, innocent people were killed in part because someone who wanted to inflict harm had no trouble getting their hands on a gun.
Now, the president says he isn't waiting any longer.
My New Year's resolution is to move forward on our unfinished business as much as I can. That's especially true for one piece of unfinished business: our epidemic of gun violence.
He'll be meeting with Attorney General Loretta Lynch Monday to discuss options for tightening gun laws. Sources say the president is expected to take executive action without congressional approval, expanding background checks, a move which has widespread public support. But some Republican presidential candidates are already promising to reverse any action Obama takes if they win the presidency.
So he's going to sign another executive order having to do with the Second Amendment, having to do with guns. I will veto that. I will unsign that so fast.
He knows that he can't get it through Congress, so he's just going to try to do it by executive action, as if he's King Barack Obama.
All these executive orders he's going to come out with tomorrow that are going to undermine our Second Amendment rights on my first day in office, they're gone.
I'm Kim Hutcherson reporting.
And keeping our eye on the economy, Puerto Rico's general obligation bonds rallied, with some yields falling to the lowest since July, after officials said the Commonwealth would pay all that it owed on the constitutionally protected debt, while missing payments on other securities. The island's benchmark general obligations issued in March 2014 with an 8% coupon traded Monday at an average 73.6 cents on the dollar to yield 11.4%. Puerto Rico's Governor Alejandro Garcia Padilla said late last week that the island would default on 37 million of the almost 1 billion in bond payments due January 1st and divert revenue to mark others. Here's a look at the New York Stock Exchange with our stock market watch. Taking a look at those numbers, everything down. The Dow down 276, NASDAQ 104, and S&P 500 also down at 31.25. Coming up on News 2, police investigate some home invasions. Plus, friends and supporters want the community to dig deep in their pockets and their heart for a well-known musician. Details coming up. Beautiful view there. Welcome back. Friends and supporters want the community to dig deep in their heart and pockets for Al Baptiste Sr. of the Express Band and Backyard Studios. Many are familiar with his music. He has been diagnosed with cancer and is currently fighting for his life. His brother, Dean Baptiste, started a fund to assist the family with financial support. You can see the link right there. You can search on Facebook for Al Baptiste Medical Fund. Al has been playing music for many years and have contributed to the community by providing public service recordings, supporting the children with performing arts, among other things. He has traveled with and played music for many Caribbean performers, most notably the Mighty Sparrow and Lord Kitchener. Please find it in your heart to make a contribution to this fund. Turn our attention to the crime reports. On Thursday, December 31st, 2015, Damian Warner, 36 years of age, of Simmons Alley, was arrested on a warrant issued by the Superior Court of the USVI. Warner was arrested and charged with second-degree aggravated rape and second-degree unlawful sexual contact after he allegedly had sexual intercourse with a 15-year-old minor in August 2015. Bail for Warner was set at $50,000. Unable to post bail, Damian Warner was remanded to the Bureau of Corrections pending his advice of rights hearing. On Sunday, January 3rd, 2016, at 3:43 a.m., officers were dispatched by the 911 Emergency Call Center to the Walter I. M. Hodge housing community to investigate the report of a gunshot victim. A 25-year-old male victim, resident of that housing community, stated that he'd been walking to his residence when the sound of gunfire rang out and he realized that he'd been shot. He said he saw no one and sustained a non-life-threatening wound to his calf. Also on Thursday, December 31st at 11:29 a.m., the 911 Emergency Call Center received a report of a gunshot victim laying in a grassy field in Estate Castle, Coakley. The victim, a 35-year-old man, stated that he was in the area of Thomas Bakery at roughly 4 a.m. when an unknown individual drove up to him in a gray Toyota Corolla and asked him what he was doing in the area and suddenly shot him in the leg. He left and the victim hid in the bushes, police say, until morning, when he asked a citizen to get help for him. Then he was transported to the hospital. At roughly 6:05 a.m. on Friday, January 1st, officers responded to the call of a break-in that occurred at the Louis E. Brown Villas. Responding officers met with the complainant, who stated that the family had secured their home at 11 p.m. the night prior and retired for the evening. She was awoken by her alarm at 5:30 a.m. and heard her teenage daughter scream out. She then saw an unknown male as he exited the apartment's front door. The teenage daughter stated that she felt someone touching her hand and pulling the sheet that was draped over her body, but was otherwise unharmed. An inspection of the premises revealed that entry had been made into the second-floor dwelling. Also on Wednesday, December 30th at 8:30 p.m., the 911 emergency call center received a report of a home invasion that occurred in estate Mount Pleasant. Responding officers arrived at the location and met with the owner of the residence, who stated that he'd been in his restroom when he heard an unusual noise. He stepped out of the room to investigate the noise when he was confronted by a Hispanic male garbed in camouflage, a mask covering his face, armed with a gun and demanding money. A struggle ensued and the victim was able to take possession of the suspect's gun. The victim fired a shot at the suspect, who then fled the scene on foot. Please call police at any of the hotline information listed there, the Criminal Investigation Bureau, Chief of Police Office, or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. As a result of action taken by the Federal Communications Commission that affects carriers nationwide, Innovative Telephone, Innovative Wireless, and Innovative Long Distance customers will notice a change in the Federal Universal Service Charge, and that became effective January 1st, 2016. The Federal Universal Service Charge surcharge factor recovers the costs associated with the carrier's contributions to the Federal Universal Fund Program. For residential telephone customers and single-line business subscribers, the charge will increase from $1.24 to $1.36. Multi-telephone business subscribers will also notice a change on their bill from $1.74 to $1.90 per line. PBX line rates are also increasing from $2.31 to $2.52 per line. Also effective January 1st, 2016, WSVI Channel 8, which is the local ABC affiliate, has been replaced with ION TV. Graciela Rivera, who's the Vice President of Innovative Cable TV Services, stated that Innovative Cable TV always wants to ensure that customers are well informed about any potential changes in the channel lineup. However, they were not officially appraised of the changes to WSVI Channel 8 until December 31st, 2015. Therefore, they were unable to provide the mandated 30-day notice to customers. The company is working with Lilly Broadcasting with the goal of having a local ABC replacement affiliate on the channel lineup as soon as possible. ABC will be on Channel 17 on St. Croix and Channel 4 on St. Thomas St. John until the channel realignment takes place on January 15th, 2016, when it will then be available on Channel 14 in both districts. Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.